Hey you guys, it's Melissa Westlake and welcome back to Wine with Mel. Today's guest is an exceptional person, but before we get to him, let's get to the wine. Today we have a vintage 2018 Columbia Valley Chardonnay, Chateau Ste. Michelle. A food-friendly wine with aromas of bright apple and sweet citrus, this spice and oak nuanced wine goes well with seafoods of crab, salmon, and scallops. I am so beyond excited to introduce you all to our guest, Justin Blackwell. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about who you are, where do you hail from, what do you do, just, your little bio.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Justin Blackwell. I'm a master coach at BoxUnion, which is a new boutique boxing studio where we box to music.
It's a lot of fun.
Super fun. That's actually how we met, right?
Yes,
that was our first
yes.
day. So that was super fun. I've been in the fitness industry now going on about 10 years. Coaching for the last 4 or so. And I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, not too far from here. I'm like a native Angelino, one of the few left.
Oh
so
boy. One of the few, actually.
One of the few. I swear, I don't meet anybody from LA anymore except the friends that I know and I grew up with. So it's interesting. That's what I love LA about, though. It's like we always get to meet new people.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit becoming like a melting pot, I guess you can say. Kind of like the New York thing, like everyone from everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. I haven't traveled to that many countries, but I've met people from probably every continent. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite, I don't want to say your favorite continent, but what's your favorite person you met from, what's like a country that someone has described to you that's like one of your favorites?
I love people from Thailand. Yeah, so I've met a lot of people from Thailand because a lot of buddies of mine do like kickboxing and stuff, and so I just love their culture. I love it. It's just like a culture just full of like humility. Everything is about being humble, and it's just a great culture. I've met some great people from Thailand.
Americans look a little,
Yeah, I went to Thailand. It was so to see them in America and then go to Thailand, it translated well. It was a beautiful experience. Yeah,
I want to share with the audience a little bit your credits.
Okay.
So as you said, you have 10 years in fitness. You're a 4-year boxing coach and you have your BA in psychology. But one of my most favorite that you actually sent me over was that you are a father as well.
Absolutely.
That is so amazing. Yeah. How old is the little one?
He's 2. Just turned 2 in September.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you think he'll get into boxing as well?
He loves it. He has a punching bag at the house right now.
Stop.
Yeah, he holds mitts for me every now and then.
Does he really?
Yeah, he loves it. His mom boxes too, so we both box. So
that's so amazing.
He's all about it. We watch fight nights on Saturdays. He loves it. He yells out fight night when it's
fight
night.
God.
Yeah. So he's a little, he's up and coming. I don't know how much boxing we'll get him into, but we're definitely going to teach him how to throw his punches.
I think he's got to know a little something, having a mom and dad that both box.
He's got to learn how to defend himself. That's all it is. But other than that, we'll let him choose, his path. That's all.
That's great. How did you come into boxing? Because it's just, you see these fights all the time, and people are always like, oh my God, I want to do that, but they don't really understand what it really takes. So how did you come into this world?
Honestly, I was, like I said, I'd been in fitness for a while, and then I grew up on those old school movies like Bloodsport and Lionheart and kind of those old fight movies. Street Fighter was the game we played.
Street Fighter!
You know what I mean? So it was it was always an interest of mine. I did martial arts when I was a kid. I did Taekwondo. I did Aikido when I was young. I did a little bit of jujitsu and stuff in high school. Not in high school, sorry, in college. And then finally, my favorite fighter, which is Manny Pacquiao, is from the Philippines. I'm half Filipino, so
come on, Filipino!
Yeah, so
I love that.
One of my favorite fighters. And then finally, I decided to go to his gym actually, which is over here in Hollywood. And my lady actually paid for my first session, and so I went in there and just kind of fell in love with it, and went through some kind of personal struggles, and it just kind of led me down that path as far as stepping into that world. And then finally I was at a gym and they asked me if I wanted to coach it, and I thought that was interesting, but I just started coaching and we kind of went from there.
Did you ever see yourself when you were younger kind of stepping into this is what I'm gonna do, even though you said that you watched all these movies and you were very inspired, or
no, I'm not a confrontational person, I mean, it's funny, I fell in love with the sport of boxing, but I'm not a confrontational person by any means. And if you asked me when I was 13, I would have told you I was an anesthesiologist when I grew up, right? Because I asked my mom, I was like, what makes the most money? She was like, they make $500K a year. I was like, I'm gonna be that. So I didn't see myself going into fitness, but it ended up just kind of that's been my path.
Great. Yeah. I want to know something. Have you ever felt just so challenged in in anything that you've ever wanted to do, basically, in this industry?
Right now in this industry, I mean, it's obviously, with everything going on, it's been challenging, right? I mean, the whole coronavirus thing, we've shut down our studios. I think our industry as a whole is being challenged right now. We've had to go from in-person classes to virtual classes, and that was just a struggle in itself, right?
I can imagine.
I'm not an in front of the camera person. I'm very kind of low key by nature. So they stick a camera in my face, and we start, and they're like, you got to teach classes, and then you realize people are on the other end of this camera, and it's interesting learning, just that end of the industry, and just going through this evolution in this last year or so has been pretty insane.
Yeah, like a great but also like I would always say there's always like great success in difficulty,
absolutely. Absolutely.
And I mean, look, I'm sticking a camera in your face right now, and you're you're doing amazing.
One of my favorite fighters, Conor McGregor, he just had a fight, right? He said defeat is the secret recipe for success, and I believe that, right? So I think at a certain point, and that's one thing that boxing has kind of taught me, is that at the end of the day, you're not always going to win, but you can take the L or you can take the lesson, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, we are chasing the challenge, we chase the adversity, and we see what comes out on the other side.
So great! Justin, you're so motivating.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Have you ever felt so challenged, though, that you ever felt like you just want to quit? Like you just wake up and you're just like, you know what, I'm not doing this today? Or
I mean, a lot of people don't know I'm a type 1 diabetic, so so I found out about the time that I started boxing, so that was probably the personal issue that really kind of led me down that path. And so I mean, dealing with basically your body not being the same as it was literally just a week before when you find this thing out, right? Ending up in the ER. I mean, these are all things. I mean, it was a very serious situation and something I have to live with now for the rest of my life. So, I mean, it definitely posed challenges. I remember I was out in Vegas. I used to go to Vegas all the time, and my cousin, she lived there, and she would. We're getting ready to walk out the house and go to like Encore or something crazy like that. And my mom looks at me and she's like, remember, you're not the same person anymore. And it was at that moment,
gosh.
how mothers can be, right? And so, and then but but it was that moment I realized, I was like, she's right though. I'm not the same person as I was. And so there was this big like process of trying to relearn who I am and how I'm going to be in this new time for me. You know what I mean? So it's been a journey, but it's been fun. It's been growth. I've been having fun.
I mean, it looks like you're having fun. I mean, your posts are very inspirational.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love what I do.
So is that, because my next question to you is, what is something that really motivates you to get out of bed every day?
Honestly, it's the people that I coach. It's honestly the people that I coach. I was just explaining this in a class I taught right before I came over here. I said, I think once I went from chasing like accolades and titles and who I want to be when I grow up like that, and then chasing a purpose more so than anything, I think that's when I really found that transition for me in my life, right? And it gets me up every day. I know that there's somebody that I'm gonna go meet or see or talk to that day that needs me to help them get through their day. So every day I get up. We gotta.
I don't know about y'all, but I want to like get up and do something I've never done before after this conversation. Like, if you don't, like, I don't know what the heck. That's amazing. Well, on that note, I would love to play a really, really fun game with you called Would You Rather. Okay. They're fun. They're lighthearted. I'm not gonna ask you anything crazy. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
Let's go. We're here.
So first question: would you rather go up against Manny Pacquiao or Mike Tyson? As you said, Manny was your favorite.
Manny's my favorite, but I'm gonna have to go Manny on that one.
Really?
Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Heavyweight champ of the world. He's an animal. I mean, I'd have to just take my chances. I think it's a long shot for either one, but we're going Manny on that. Yeah.
I would actually really enjoy seeing that fight.
I don't know about that. I'm sure everybody would except me. I don't know.
He's like, I don't know about that one.
That man's a savage.
Would you rather be in a fight or coach?
Would I rather be in a fight or coach? I love coaching. And I've done the coaching. I think coaching is where I'm at.
Yeah. It's just something that just.
Yeah, I like being in people's corner. I like being able to see things that they don't see. I mean, being in a fight it's a very taxing thing, right? To sparring, real fights, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a taxing thing. So if I can be on the outside looking in and just watch them, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
You did mention before that your wife is also a fighter.
Yeah.
Do you coach her as well?
Yeah, I've coached her for her exhibition actually. So she was scheduled to fight 2 exhibitions. One got canceled, but she did her first one. It's on my Instagram. You can see a little bit of it. I think the clips are up there. Yeah, she gets busy. I always tell her if she was my size, she'd beat me up. I'm glad she's smaller than me.
When mitting, would you rather a client miss and hit you in the face, but the punch was solid, or hit the mitt spot on, but you're asking them to give more?
I'd rather ask them to give more than getting hit. I've been hit with mitts.
Like really hard though, like
they've missed, and yeah, it's been a rough couple of days in the office. Yeah, I'll probably just ask them to give more.
You're like, I'd rather not get hit.
If we don't have to get punched, we're not going to, but yeah.
I enjoy that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. And last question, if you weren't a boxing director, would you rather be a gold collector or a professional dancer? Because you got some moves, I'm just saying, when I took your class, you were boxing to the beat, but you were like...
A gold collector or a professional dancer. That's a tough one. I mean, I collect silver, you know what I mean, now, but
That's
not
such a weird hobby.
That is a weird hobby.
You collect silver?
I think, I like silver. That we can go into a whole other conversation. Listen, if I could be a professional dancer, I'd probably go that route if I could do it. Because you get to travel the world, you get to do all types of amazing things, you get to move your body. I think that's what it's all about.
You could do it with a gold collector too, travel the world.
I mean, you can dance on the gold, you know what I mean? But you can earn gold. Listen, I watch. What's that show where with the celebrities and the dancers?
There's a whole bunch. So there's World of Dance. So you think you can dance? The Masked Singer.
The one where all the celebrities go when they're like Jerry Rice was on it. Kevin Hart I think was on. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Absolutely.
If y'all know what he's talking about, put it in the comment section because I have no
You know what I'm talking about.
And I'm a professional dancer.
You'll find it. Yeah, but they got. I mean, I could be on that. If I could be on that show, I would do it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll find out. They'll let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Just put it in the comments, y'all. Justin, I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure, and I just thank you so much to the audience. I want to give you the floor right now. If there's anything that you want to share with our audience at all, please go ahead. It's your time, gems, anything.
For sure. I mean, listen, nothing crazy. First of all, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to. My Instagram is Justin_Goldmines. That's GOALEDMINDS, Justin_Goldmines. And, like I said, check us out on BoxUnion Digital, which is our digital service. We're not doing in-person classes. Actually, we just opened those up, but we'll talk about that later. So you can follow us. We do digital classes. And more importantly, I think right now is an amazing time to connect with each other. I always tell people, it's amazing how we live in a time where with all this going on, we can still connect virtually and digitally. I think if this happened in 1995, we would all be in hell right now.
Oh my God. We would be running around in the streets though, having a little bit more fun.
There would be no quarantine, I'll tell you that much. We'd be outside. So, I think the biggest thing is I love to connect with people. If there's any way I can inspire, motivate, just connect, have a conversation, I'm all for it. So hopefully I hear from some of you, and I just want to thank you again. I really appreciate you allowing me this opportunity.
Of course. You guys, we're going to put all of his information in the comment section below so you can follow him. We're going to put info about BoxUnion as well. And just thank you so much again. And on that note, cheers!